Oh, fuck. I've seen a oh, fuck, never mind. The bizarre structure from orbit appears to be a ruined estate of a wealthy noble. Further searching reveals the remains to be of an empty envirodome, a landing pad, the main manor, and servants' quarters. It's impossible to determine exactly what happened there. The search team has found something truly disturbing in the main hall, an opulently clothed skeleton sitting at the dinner table. The table is set with gold plates covered with old blood and piles of bones. The bones on the plates are clearly human. No other remains have been found on the estate. Search for anything valuable. The scout team returns with some expensive weapons taken from the skeleton. After finishing the report, they hurry away, whispering prayers. Assault lasgun. 30 dodge reduction? Sounds cool. Is this better than Argenta's? It is tremendous. Finally, the Argenta upgrade I've been searching for all this time. This is Promethium. We have 6 Promethium. Seems a little overkill. What's on this ship? A Vox notification from the Augur crew drowns out the usual noise on the bridge. An Imperial vessel, the Dark Piercer, and its escort ships are headed your way. Your archives make no mention of either the ship or its owner. As you consider your course of action, the ship's captain contacts you first, introducing himself as the Pilgrim. The captain greets the rude trader courteously and offers to purchase any information you might have on crystal phlogiston deposits? Why can't I ask this? Why does he call himself the Pilgrim? The captain admits he's not always done the right thing in his life, but he once beheld the blessing of the Emperor himself, and has followed a special path of service to him ever since. That is the path he now treads as the Pilgrim. What will I receive? The Pilgrim has been exploring the Coronis Expanse for years, and knows many of its secrets. He promises to let you on in intriguing rumors that may be of interest to someone with your skills and capabilities. You got any more? It looks like the captain of the Dark Piercer is unsurprised by your reaction. He's willing to pay in gold and securities for any information. Alright, but I don't have anything, so goodbye. Several systems where you may encounter it later. Okay. Plasteel. We have 12 plasteel. That's just so much. Okay. Great. Now where to? Take your time. Chart. Oh, fuck. Ah, here it is. Yes. Let's work our way over there.
Lord Captain, I bring dire news. A feud has broken out between the clans that maintain the Void Shield arrays. Rumor has it that the late Lady Theodora was seen on the lower decks, and one of the families called for a rebellion against the usurper of the Void Ship. That is you. So far, no one believes their mad tales, but unrest has begun at the fringes of their compartments. The ship's enforcers are all ready to eliminate the instigating clan or pacify the entire Void Shield crew. The decision is yours.
What's this story about Lady Theodora?
Rumors of Lady Theodora's presence on the Void Ship have been circulating for a long time and appear to be a deliberate provocation rather than ordinary drunken ramblings. Perhaps someone is intentionally stirring up the masses to rebel against you, or perhaps it is the influence of the warp. Enforcers are already investigating, but right now we need to stop the conflict before it from escalating any further. As long as the unrest continues, the Void Ship's shields will not be operating at full capacity.
Pacify the entire Void Shield crew. Those who succumb to the provocations of the unruly are no less guilty.
I'll see to it, Lord Captain.
Alright, Tenebris Aquae. Aquae? Whatever, man. Tenebris Wet. Oh, fuck. A violent battle is unfolding before the rogue trader's eyes. Patrol ships from the Chorter fleet are tearing apart 2 small Eldari vessels. Once they are finished with them, the Void ships give chase after the third, already damaged vessel, clearly with the intention of destroying it as well. Seeing the last ship's impending death, Your Light calls out to the Lord Captain, her voice trembling slightly. Only the rogue trader's intervention can save her kin from the massacre. Send a message. The Voxmaster relays the Lord Captain's demands to stop the battle and soon returns with a reply. According to the Chorta ships, this group of Xenos are malicious criminals. They're guilty of raiding the system's planets and robbing merchant vessels. Incendia Chorta's Void ships are intent on performing their duty before the Emperor and exterminating the Xenos. Your Light sullenly watches the unfolding chase through the stained glass windows of the Captain's bridge. She grimly concedes that no crime should go unpunished, except her kin were flying transport ships. It would have been impossible for them to rob a ship, let alone launch a planetary raid. The vessels such as theirs simply lack the firepower to do so. The Monarchy are lying. Despite the presence of some weaponry, the Xenos ship is more likely meant for transporting cargo or the Xenos themselves rather than direct combat. Okay. Ask for proof. The patrol captains reluctantly admits that there's no conclusive proof. This system is sometimes the target of pirate raids, however, this changes nothing, for his servants have no mercy for the enemies of humanity. Stop. Unwilling to engage in open battle against the flagship of a foreign dynasty, the patrol reluctantly leaves its prey and retreats to the edge of the system. Meanwhile, the wounded Xenos ship is rapidly distancing itself from the recent battlefield, attempting to hide in the shadows of the nearest world. Every attempt to contact it is met with frustrations, and the Voxmaster reports the vessel is in deplorable condition. Who knows how much more the xenotechnology can endure before the irreparable happens. The Eldari are too scared and resentful of the Monarchy for the recent deaths of their kin to answer incoming hails. Despite this, Your Light is certain that she can convince them to cooperate with the Elantak if she's allowed to speak with them. Go for it. 2 watches pass, and the Xenos finally decide to answer. Your Light's pleas concerning the Elantak's existence, guardedly asking about how exactly the Monarchy can help their vessel, the Eldari notes that the humans' primitive technologies are incapable of healing the Eldari vessel's wounds. The sudden benevolence of one human is equally incapable of bringing back those who perished in the recent engagement. Honestly? Grant the Eldari and the Rogue Trader's protection by accepting them aboard the ship. The Eldari accept their fate with forced humility. They do not resist, but neither do they appear uplifted by their rescue. They see their stay on a Monarchy ship as imprisonment, filled with uncertainty about what awaits them next. After a few watches, the Xenos' suspicions are validated. The presence of outsiders who filled the lower decks was perceived by ordinary people as an invasion of godless mutants. Shouting prayers to the Emperor, they rushed to depressurize the compartment containing the Xenos, alongside those who were touched by the filth of the unclean. The horrible news shakes Your Light. She blames herself for the deaths of her kin and regrets the hatred for the Monarchy toward her kind, a foolish product of fear. Send some punitive squads down there, honestly. Your Light can only shake her head. Monarchy deaths will not bring her kin back to life. It will only spread even greater hatred. And the gap between humans and Eldari will grow even wider. Fantastic! I'd say that went swimmingly. So, the mirror. This planet is devoid of even the most primitive forms of life. However, the crew have made quite a strange discovery. A mirror, lying right in the center of a huge crater. A completely ordinary mirror in a frame, by all appearances in pristine condition. So, I'm interested in what's the deal with the mirror, but I do respect the choice of just immediately destroying it, because that's obviously some cursed shit we just found. However, I want to know the story behind the mirror. The mirror now hangs on the wall in one of the compartments. It looks completely normal. However, only an hour after its arrival, the Voxmaster reports the shuttle crew that delivered the mirror has disappeared. The people who hung the mirror have also disappeared. Oh no. Even the enforcer who wandered into the compartment by mistake and stopped to fix his new, non-regulation, cravat has vanished without a trace. Well, look, he was engaging in non-regulation cravat wearing, so he got what was coming to him, let's be honest. Blow up the whole compartment. Send in a team with righteous prayers. The team sent to destroy the mirror stopped responding the moment they entered the compartment. Fuck. Wait. About 3 watches after the shuttle crew's disappearance, strange squelching and snapping sounds are heard coming from the mirror compartment, accompanied by a putrid odor. Oh no. Force open the door. The door opens to reveal streaks of some odd slimy substance interspersed with clumps of what looks like moss and growths hanging from the ceiling. Further inspection shows that the mirror is actively secreting biomatter, including fast-growing mold spores. I mean, obviously we should get rid of the mirror. But what if we continued waiting? Yet more abnormal noises joined the ungodly symphony playing behind the compartment door. The squelching and snapping were soon joined by rattling, wheezing, and growling. Sensors also detected an increase in the ship's mass in the area near the compartment. Oh no. Soon, faint human voices could be heard, begging to be saved. Open the door. The compartment was brimming with biomatter. Strange creatures and plants floating in streams of a slimy substance, revealed to be a type of mold upon closer inspection. The missing crew members were also found inside, terrified and unable to remember anything. They returned to awareness while still inside the compartment. They had been only half an hour away from drowning in the biomatter still oozing from the mirror. After analyzing all of the available data, the Lord Captain and officers conclude the mirror functions in line with the rotation cycles of the planet on which it was found. During the first phase, the mirror absorbs all organic life reflected in it. During the second phase, the mirror regurgitates the organic material it has consumed, starting with the simplest organisms and processing to more complex ones. I like how rescued is in quotation marks here. Let's keep the mirror. The crew soon seem numb with horror as they hear the order. Yet they obey without a word. The mirror remains in a sealed compartment while the ship continues its journey onward. To be fair, I'd be pretty shocked if that's what I was told to do as well. Oh, you mean we're just gonna keep this demon mirror? Okay. Oh, this is an actual Space Hulk. Let's go. A vigilant member of the Augur crew has detected a small Xenos vessel drifting through the void. The ship is unpowered and shows no signs of being crewed. Continue. Send out a boarding shuttle. The squad boarded the vessel without issue. Corrosion has laid waste to the ship's systems, which led to the death of the entire crew. The interior is full of Eldari corpses. No weapons were found on board, and the dead Xenos, judging by their clothing, were not part of any warrior caste, merely the crew of the now defunct ship. The Xenos Your Light claims to have recognized the symbols on the dead Eldari's clothes. They were civilian refugees from Craftworld Cruderark. Oh. Okay. Ugh. By their arduous labor and unbreakable spirit do his faithful servants fuel hundreds of Imperial worlds. Their entire lives are an example of true service to humanity. Right. Oh, it's a mining world. And yet, there was nowhere I could put an extractor. Ooh, that's a prickly boy. More plasteel. Alright, these are unknown ships, which does tempt me a little, I can't deny. Oh yeah, I never equipped any of this stuff, did I? Right. Wait. Oh, fuck. Whatever. Upgrade the hull real quick. Then repair the hull. Oh wait, No, wait, Supreme Commander is me. Every time in battle, that thing is empty. Although apparently it should actually be her, because she has a higher number. However, she doesn't have a special skill? No, she does. Okay, is any of this changed? Is there a better member for any of this? Wait, what's this? Spin around, right, that's why you... What can you do? Highlighting its weak points. Meh. I'd rather have the term. Alright, since they're unknown ships, let's have a peek-see. Presumably they're going to be Eldari ships, because that seems to be mostly what's going on here.
The whispers sound distant. The future is...
Oh, it's
uncertain.
Drukari. Block some of your flagship's posts using an unknown Xenos power. Your crew will regain control of these posts in several rounds. Okay. Oh, fuck. That's got a lot of hull. Where's the other one? The fuck? Oh, it's cloaked. Okay, I was like, what the fuck is that? Alright. Alright, that one got pretty spooky.
Victory is ours.
Alright, got a lot of points. I should actually fight these ships, as I'm obviously passing up on a lot of ship experience by just not fighting them. But man, upgrade the hull again. But man, do I just like not vibe with the space combat? If I had more than one ship, that would be nice, but that's not the world we currently live in, at least. Okay, chart routes. Hey, we can get straight there. I want to go here first, because there might be a party member waiting.
Lord Captain, we have an emergency as usual. We've received word that there's a fight been sighting on the lower deck. A sighting of Lady Theodora. The messages we've received are incomplete and vague, little more than yelling and hysterical claims. There are reports of casualties and unrest. The compartment in question has already been sealed off, but I thought you might want to look into what's going on for yourself. The situation is delicate, and what's especially disturbing, there are mentions of Idaria Tlas being present at the scene.
What is Idaria doing there?
Idaria broke her microbead, so I wasn't able to find out anything from her. But Lord Captain, Idaria is a psyker, and we are in the warp. You're the only one who would risk setting foot in that compartment. And if you do not, we will never see Idaria again. I beg you, Lord Captain, do not ignore this matter.
I'll deal with it personally. I need the exact location.
Right away, Lord Captain.
Alright, this sounds like a disaster is truly happening this time. This sounds a bit more serious than the other emergencies we've had, as it doesn't really compete with, like, a rebellion that was easily put down and some weird servitors. Alright, let's have a little poke-see. Please have a little poke. Oh, it's paused. The instrument terminal, an important part of the compartment's internal infrastructure, appears to be in working order. Fantastic news. The cogitators regularly display reports on the screens, endless chains of symbols, many of which only high-ranking tech priests can understand. And now, who deigns to grace us with their presence? Another gaggle of heretics and traitors thirsting to get their due for what they've done? Or is it the leader herself, who has finally grown tired of hiding behind others? Theodora von Valancius is before you, obviously not really. And she looks grotesque. A hole yawns wide in her chest, rusted hooks protrude from beneath her skin, and a lumpen inflamed scar cuts across her throat. The figure flickers as though it is dropping in and out of this reality. She looks at you with the whitish eyes of a corpse and smiles venomously. Rogue traitor, we meet at last. I had grown tired of waiting for you to pay me a visit. Theodora's look is appraising, and her mocking tone turns to one of distaste. Indeed, centuries of selfless toil and effort, and everything I left behind has gone to this non-entity. Argenta's eyes spark wide with fury. Warp illusion, be gone! Argenta, my dear, there's no need to make such a fuss. Why don't we all sit down over a cup of recaf like we used to? An invigorating hot drink containing caffeine or similar stimulants. It's coffee. I'll listen to your rapturous tales of sacred relics, portents, and your special path. You must have been so lonely without me here. No one else is willing to listen to your ravings or help you with your childish treasure hunt. Theodora laughs melodiously, almost without mockery. What are you? Theodora's lips curl in a malevolent smile. What? You ask. You dare say that to me, little girl. I'm Theodora von Valancius Massimo af Sacris, rogue trader of the Imperium and commander of this void ship. Alas, my glorious voyage through life was ended in the dullest possible way. My death, A nuisance I staved off for as long as I could. But do not weep for me, my girl. I am still keeping an eye on my property, and punishing all those who fail me. Theodora bares her rotten teeth in a snarl, her laughter piercing. You're not Theodora. Theodora's dead. There's no coming back from that. I'm dead. How's that? I'm no different from those who have not yet crossed the divide between reality and eternity. I see, I speak, I remember the wrongs you all committed against me, and all those who failed me. I've already begun exacting my retribution. I truly am Theodora, the remnants of herself that she left behind in this world. I am an echo of her memories preserved in the minds of those who cared for her. I am the taste of tears spilt for the unsaid and the undone. I am the terror of she who failed to turn the tide of fate and who refuses to look truth in the face. I am as real as the human passions that bring worlds to ruin. If you are Theodora, then tell me, who really killed you? Oh, wouldn't you like to know the answer to that question? I don't even know which would be more satisfying, to give you an honest answer or leaving you languishing in your ignorance. We'll see how you conduct yourself, little girl. Where's Idaria? What have you done with her? Me? What have I done with Idaria? Theodora laughs mockingly. All I did was turn that little mutt from the fringes into a true servant of the Imperium. I gave her toys. I cleaned up after her antics. I provided her with everything she could ever dream of. Oh, I had great plans for poor little Idra. I should actually try and read the word for once. What do you want with me? Why were you waiting for me? Theodora wearily rolls her eyes. Matters are so dire that the pleas of one of my servants breached death's veil to reach my ears. How could I ignore such a desperate cry for help, and from my little Idara, no less? And once I appeared here, of course, I had to meet the pretender who allowed this deplorable state of affairs. I will send you back into the abyss you crawled out of. You! Of all the people to ever threaten me, you are the most pathetic girl. All that you possess now was given to you in error. You are unworthy of such a generous gift, and you are incapable of holding on to it. I'm here to seek retribution against all who failed me. My brainless crew, my useless officers, my pathetic servants, who turned their backs on their mistress in her darkest hour. And worst of all, you, my dear heir. You've undeservedly claimed the warrant, and everything else that is mine. I'll drag it all to the warp with me, including you. Well, I'd say that was a good exchange. I feel like we managed to reach some common ground.
I have learned much.
Lines on the screen look fuzzy, as though the cogitator's readout system or data storage has been damaged. The people's remains have been hideously mutated. The flesh seems to have melted at the edges and is thickly coated in stinking mucus. Delightful.
I always keep my options open.
Again, not really hidden, if you ask me. Crazy how that was on the ship but didn't count. The wall lining is dented as though someone tried to break their way out. Labored, stuttering growls and periodic rumbling come from beneath the casing. Okay.
Let us not dawdle.
Hey guys, why are you stood next to an explosive barrel? What's going on down here? A huge shell ready to be loaded into the macro cannon breech. Where is she? I clearly remember her being around here somewhere. Okay. You guys are not concerned about this? A spilt liquid, cloudy and carrying a strange chemical smell. It is the coolant used to stabilize the major cogitator system.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Oh, there she is. Oh, there you are, my little coward. Why won't you look at your captain, Idra? Idira? Idra? I don't know, man. It's wrong. It's all wrong. Look at her, girl. My little Idra is utterly trapped in her visions. No matter. I will allay your doubts. Lord Captain? Idara turns her head to you, but her demented gaze only rests briefly on your face before sliding away. Up close, you can see that the base of one of Idara's temple implants has blackened and melted.
No, wait. Lord Captain. Lady von Valancius.
Idra raises her eyes to Theodora, who stands before her. Tears stream down Idara's cheeks.
You came back.
Theodora's cheek clucks her tongue in sympathy, reaching out to tenderly stroke Idra's hair.
Poor little Idra. There, how could I not come? You were crying for me so desperately, your pleas carried into the very depths of the warp itself.
The smile suddenly drops from her mutilated face. Why didn't you save me? Why didn't you warn me?
Answer me, you insignificant wretch, or I'll drag the answer out of you myself.
Theodora's fingers dig into Idra's scalp, meeting no resistance. Idra lets out a soul-chilling howl and tries to grab the hand tearing into her, but her fingers pass through the monster's flesh.
I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything that could have had anything to do with you. I'm sorry, Lord Captain. I failed. Ah!
Idra breaks into a strangled scream, and you feel the air around you grow rapidly colder. Argenta wordlessly swings her weapon up and aims it at Idra, who is struggling in the monster's hold. The Sister of Battle looks at her without an ounce of doubt or mercy.
Argenta, stop!
Argenta wrinkles her nose at your shouted command and lowers the weapon by a few centimeters, but she does not put it away. Well, coercion is higher.
Idra, snap out of it or I'll shoot you myself.
Idra stills for a minute, and then she pleads in a piteous, almost childlike voice.
Lord Captain, help me.
Damn it! Theodora shoves the psyker away with a low snarl. The rogue trader's body begins to change, losing its human shape.
Chaos will devour you. It will devour everyone responsible for my death. Die. Die for the delection of my lord.
Oh, you're just a pink horror. Oh, there's more of you. Well, you know. Expected. How upsetting that I leveled up at a point where I couldn't have actually done anything. Alright. Idra stares at you with crazed eyes while clutching the wounds on her head. At first, no sound comes out of her moving lips. Then she coughs weakly and whispers, "Lord Captain, is it really you?" Argenta trains her weapon on Idara and watches you closely. "Are you all right?" Idra removes her hand from her head and tries to wipe away her tears, leaving bloody marks on her face. Then she touches her burnt-out implant, frowning. "I don't know. It should be quiet, but in my head, the whispering's getting louder. It shouldn't be like that." "This abomination claims that you called her. Is this true?" "Me? Did I?" "Yes, Lord Captain, I think it was me who called her. I can barely remember. The voices, my old good whispers, they suddenly turned red, sharp. They started cutting, tearing, ripping me to pieces. I cried out. I called for help, and she came." Idra clutches and groans and clutches her head. "Damn it! Why are the voices making so much noise now? Shut up, shut up!" "Has anything like this ever happened to you before? Like this? Never. Well, there was something, but it was different. It wasn't as strong, or as terrifying. Apparitions appeared, mechanisms malfunctioned, the crew lost their minds." Idra breaks off. "But Lady Von Valancius knew about that. She said it was a small price to pay, an acceptable expense. No psyker is immune to it. But what happened here, it was just a mistake. I won't do it again." Idra stretched her lips in a helpless smile, looking past you. "There'll be no more mistakes, Lord Captain." Argenta grits her teeth. "This is not the first time this heretic has caused the death of her crew. Do you remember the incident on the mid-deck, Idra? What did those honest souls ever do to deserve such a fate? To be turned into mutants and attack their own families? You're a monster. A heretic. If you have any humanity left in you, admit what you are." "Shut up!" Idra moans. "Quit your preaching. You're the worst out of everyone here." "Sometimes, psykers' first manifestations lead to their death and the deaths of many others. But if a psyker possesses inordinate willpower and discipline, they can stave off their fall for some time. Idra has been alive many years already, a laudable achievement and a stroke of incredibly good fortune. But the forces of the warp will ultimately devour any psyker deprived of the Emperor's protection. The fact these manifestations are growing more powerful is a clear sign that the end is near." The previous rogue trader has been seen on the ship recently. Was that your doing?" "Yeah, if only that's what we just asked." "Yes, Ophelia, I did it a couple of times, when I had too much to drink. At the time, I thought I heard the voice among the whispers in my head. The voice was so sad, so clear, I couldn't help myself. I answered. I hoped I could reach her there." Idra bites her lip. "Ever since she died, since I first heard her voice in my head, the whispers have gotten louder, clearer, harder to resist." "You hear the warp whispering in your head, and you answered. Are you insane? You don't know what it's like. The most important person in your life, who's now gone forever, suddenly starts talking to you inside your head. How could I not try to reach her? I had to." She falls silent for a moment. When she next begins to speak, it is in a barely audible whisper. "I know what you're thinking. During the warp jump, when Lady Theodora came out towards us. I keep thinking about that meeting. I keep blaming myself. Why didn't I divine it? Why didn't I stop her killer? These thoughts have been playing at the back of my mind day after day, choking me with guilt. And do you know what? The one on the officer's deck. I don't know what that was, but this time, here, this was the product of my guilt, an accuser straight out of my own mind. So what am I supposed to do with you now?" Idra turns sharply to face you. "Ophelia, I know after everything I've done, you've no faith in my willpower or my strength, but I can fix everything. It's just, I'm not at my best, you see. But maybe we can find a way to replace my implants, or some other remedy, a better one. Lady Von Valancius said that such a thing could be found. If not here, then elsewhere. I didn't need it before, but we just have to find it. We need to figure out where to look for it, and we'll get it. And until then, I'll keep myself on a tight leash. I want to help you, Idra. We'll think of something." Idra covers her face with her hands and tries to hold back her sobs. Thank you. Thank you, Ophelia. I won't let you down. You're making a mistake, Lord Captain. Perhaps you would find something to slow the decline, but it will not stop it. Only a miracle can save Idarach Las now. You, of all people, should believe in miracles. Why? I've heard enough stories about ways of extending a Psyker's life, but I don't think you'll like all of them. Idara awkwardly shakes out her stained clothing. I think I'd better... With your permission, Lord Captain. She sways, takes a step back, and faints.
Lord Captain,
The Voxmaster's shaking voice comes over the comm bead.
I have received a report that the shooting on the lower deck has stopped. I presume you've brought the situation under control, awaiting further instructions.
I got rid of the warp's illusions. Idra is alive. Bring her to the Cherugians and have them see to her. You hear unconcealed relief in the Voxmaster's voice.
Of course, Lord Captain. As you command.
Well, you know, that definitely could have gone worse. I will take the grenades. Everything else will go in the trash. What have you got? Same. And nothing... Oh, wait, there's goods here. Which are on the ship, but, you know, don't count. But right now, but that's okay. The wearer gains perception bonus dodge until the start of the next turn for each enemy affected by their psi power or psyker staff attacks. Stacks. Well, we'll put that on Heinrichs. He's the only one that makes any sense at all. After trigger... Well, Idra, but she's not in the team right now. Can't be equipped by this character. After triggering a psychic phenomenon or perils of the warp, wearer's psi rating is increased by 1 until the end of combat. Wearer gains momentum and resolve. This is not very helpful for Heinrichs. Not compared to, like, other stuff we've already got. Now, let's level up. What have we got? Fellowship is... Nah, do Fellowship. I like those dialogue options, brother. Then... Yes, this one. And stacking percentage increase. Sounds like a good time. You... This is the one I liked the sound of, right? Oh, but... considering how many times we're fighting elves now, I think I would rather have a way to, like, keep reducing their dodge chance. Because they're a fucking bitch to hit. Whenever an ally kills the prey, this is probably worth it, because a lot of people start becoming prey pretty quickly. So if multiple people can, proc it, then that's good. Yes, lower dodge reduction. Again, this is based entirely around the fact we keep finding more Eldari. And then you, let's do weapon skill. I want you to have the same thing. And you're the only one that's an arch-militant. Yes. And weapon skill. Great. Alright, let's get out of here, gang.